What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC football channel. We have breaking news coming out this morning. Chad Morris has been fired. The former head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks has been let go after just an awful year and a half plus at Arkansas. This team has just not been very good, and there's no other way to put it. They've been horrible, really. I mean, haven't won an SEC game. Only won 4 games overall, and they decided to go ahead and fire Chad Morris. I'm not real surprised. I don't think it's the right move, and I'll tell you why in just a second. They are going to go with Barry Looney, the tight ends and special teams coordinator, as the interim head coach. Said he will finish out the season, so I'm guessing they're not going to hire anyone until after the season is over. I'll tell you why I think this is probably not a smart decision, and also who they might hire. And that's the tough part as we look at this Arkansas opening. I don't know who they're going to get. So, yeah, they have not been good. There's really no excuse for losing to San Jose State and getting blown out by Western Kentucky this past weekend. I kind of saw this coming after they lost the way they did to Western Kentucky. I thought, yeah, he's probably going to go. I didn't know if they would do it now or wait till the season was over. There's just not much patience in college football anymore. Programs just don't have that kind of patience. But if you look at some of these programs, some of these coaches, it usually takes 3 years. And now I understand there was no improvement really this year compared to last year, but you have to keep in mind what they were doing here at Arkansas and what they had before. They had Brett Bielema, who is a complete opposite of Chad Morris when you talk about the offensive philosophy. Brett Bielema was run the football, a bunch of tight ends, conservative. Chad Morris, a spread guy, going to throw it more. I mean, it's a complete opposite scheme, and it was going to take some time to get the players in. The reason I would have given him some more time is because of the recruiting class that he just put together this past year. If he was able to do that after an awful year, another bad year, maybe they could put together another pretty good recruiting class and see what he does in year 3. So I would have waited until year 3. Look at PJ Fleck in Minnesota. It took him 3 years, and I've heard other coaches say it really takes 3 years. But again, I understand they needed to see some improvement this year. I thought at times we did see a little improvement. Remember Texas A&M? They only lost by 7 in that game. They were competitive in that game. It just kind of seems like he lost this team the last few weeks. You know, they were demolished by Auburn, Alabama. Now they lose to Western Kentucky. And it did seem like the ship was going down really fast after a decent start to the season compared to where they were last year. So, again, I understand it. I still don't think they should have made this move just yet. I think you give him 3 years because Arkansas is not – I mean, you're not just going to next year get a great coach and be an SEC contender. It's going to take time for the next guy. So I don't know if this was the right move at this time. At least let him finish out the season, see if they can kind of turn things around. Now it's a head scratcher why they cannot do better offensively. You've got talent there. You've got 2 solid quarterbacks, experienced guys that have talent. The offensive line coming back was pretty good this year. A good run game. Receivers not great, but they've got some good young talent there. So I don't understand why the offense could not play better. It's definitely concerning, and again, that part right there makes me maybe understand why they would go ahead and make this move. If you look at Chad Morris and his time at SMU, first year 2-10, second year 5-7, third year 7-5. It took 3 years, and you know, at SMU there was some improvement from 2-10 to 5-7 the first 2 years, and that's just what we didn't get this year. I think he needed to win 3, at least 4, maybe even 5 games this year. Needed to see some improvement, and it just didn't happen. So Chad Morris is gone. Maybe it's a good move, maybe it's not. I think it really depends on who they are able to hire. Who could go to Arkansas? Who wants to go to Arkansas? I think they need to go after someone that is similar because they've already started recruiting in this direction. So you need to get an offensive-minded, spread-type guy. I don't think Arkansas is going to have the type of talent to have a great defense. They're not going to be able to recruit, at a high level to where you can hang your hat on a great defense or anything like that. They're going to have to be one of those spread teams, spread you out, score a lot of points. That's their only hope for success. I know I've seen the name Bobby Petrino already thrown out there. Would they take him back? I think it would be a good hire, a good football move if they took him back. I don't think they go back in that direction, though. Other than that, You got Lane Kiffin at FAU. Would he maybe take a step back into the SEC? Again, it's tough. I mean, you're not going to get a big name at Arkansas. You're just not. I don't even know if they could get Lane Kiffin, honestly. He may be waiting for a bigger job. But how about this scenario if Gus Malzahn and this Auburn team struggle down the stretch and they get blown out by Georgia and blown out by Alabama at home? Auburn fans and the Auburn program, they're going to be possibly ready to fire him again. We see it almost every year. Now, if they're competitive in those games or if they win one of those games, I say no chance Gus Malzahn leaves Auburn, or that they fire Gus Malzahn there at Auburn. And I don't think he would leave voluntarily, but if they did fire him, I think you can connect the dots there. I think it'd almost be a guarantee that he would go to Arkansas, his home state. There's been rumors of this in the past, but I don't think they're going to fire Gus. You guys know I'm an Auburn fan. I don't think they're going to fire him. I don't think they should fire him. We're not going to get into that conversation, but if that happened, I think that would be their guy. If that does not happen, maybe you can try to get Lane Kiffin, maybe get one of these group of 5 coaches that's ready to step up. I don't know. It's tough. It's not been a great place, but again, in the last several years or whatever, again, I think that it's going to take time to change this program, change this culture around, and you've got to give a guy 3 years. Again, I realize there was no improvement this year, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse for getting blown out by Western Kentucky and even losing to San Jose State earlier in the year. So I understand it, and maybe it's the right move, but I would have just given him a little bit more time. At least, see what he could do. See what he can do with this next recruiting class, and then fire him after that. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough situation here at Arkansas, and I don't see them really turning this thing around anytime soon, regardless of who they hire at head coach. So again, rough time to be an Arkansas fan. We'll see if they are able to do that, turn it around in the future. I'd love to know what you guys thought about this. Did you think it was the right move? And who do you think they'll hire? Who do you think Arkansas will go after? Who do you think would take the job? Who do you think will be the Arkansas football head coach in 2020? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports SEC Football Channel.